Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a little big lecture. Today's lecture is a little bit different and just as interesting as before. Today I'm actually going to talk about a book called Reality is Not What It Seems, written by Carlo Rovelli, or as I call him, Mr. Carlo Ravioli, a cool Italian physicist. And he has a book here, which his subtitle kind of explains a little bit, The Journey to Quantum Gravity. And really, Carlo Rovelli in this book kind of explores the different ideas about quantum mechanics and why quantum mechanics and general relativity are hard to combine, and maybe that quantum gravity is the new groundwork and the real fabric of reality. One of his main conclusions in the book is that quantum gravity can be combined, and one of the ways that it is combined is by getting rid of time. That time is actually an illusion. Time is really just an interaction of events, and that's how we see it from our large scale, because we're not really at the atomic level, but we see it at the large scale, that we see this thing called time and we think it goes in the one direction, but actually that may not be the case. Pretty crazy, pretty just way out there. There's many other fascinating ideas he explores in this book, and I really suggest you guys read it for yourself. Just to keep this video a little shorter and more brief and really just dive into some of the big ideas here, I'm just going to read some of the passages here and then kind of give my description about, I think, what he's talking about. And maybe we'll eat some cool ravioli at the end of this and explore some other cool quantum mechanics ideas in the future. So go ahead and take a deep dive with me into reality is not what it seems. Werner Heisenberg is 25 years old when he writes the equations of quantum mechanics, the same age as Einstein was when he wrote his 3 major articles. He does so on the basis of dizzying ideas. The intuition comes to him one night in the park behind the Copenhagen Institute. The young Werner walks about pensively in the park. It really is dark there. We are in 1925. There is only an occasional street lamp, casting dim islands of light here and there. The pools of light are separated by large expanses of darkness. Suddenly, Heisenberg sees a figure pass by. Actually, he does not see him pass. He sees him appear beneath a lamp, then disappear into the dark before reappearing beneath another lamp, and then vanishing back into the dark again, and so on, from pool of light to pool of light, until he eventually disappears altogether into the night. Heisenberg thinks that evidently the man does not actually vanish and reappear. In his mind, he can easily reconstruct the man's trajectory between one street lamp and another. After all, a man is a substantial object, big and big, heavy objects do not simply appear and vanish. These objects, which are substantial, large, and heavy, don't vanish and reappear. But what do we know about electrons? A light flashes in his mind. Why should small objects, such as electrons, do the same? What if, effectively, electrons could vanish and reappear? What if these were the mysterious quantum leaps that appeared to underlie the structure of the atomic spectra? What if, between one interaction with something and another with something else, the electron could literally be nowhere? What if the electron could be something that only manifests itself when it interacts, when it collides with something else, and that between one interaction and another, it had no precise position? What if always having a precise position is something that is acquired only if one is substantial enough, large and heavy, like the man that passed by a little while ago, like a ghost in the dark, and then disappeared into the night? And that was on started on page 117 all the way to 119, and I have a little cool picture of Mr. Werner Heisenberg there, crazy old guy, not from Breaking Bad, not Walter White there, but just a cool, crazy German physicist dude who had crazy ideas about quantum mechanics. He's really the one that kind of started kind of a revolutionary insights into quantum mechanics. He basically said, hey, what if all this uncertainty that we can't figure out all the precise measurements, what if we take that seriously? What if all these other mathematicians and physicists who are trying to figure out the math behind this thing, what if we can't? What if it's statistical and a probability, and the fact is that maybe the electron does absolutely vanish and it only exists in a cloud of probability because that's all we can see. So how about that? It's a pretty crazy, weird idea, and I really love Rovelli's analogy there. I don't know if this actually happened or not, that Heisenberg saw a man walk from light post to light post, like in a park, and that he saw this man disappear into the darkness. It is a really cool like visual, and I'm actually gonna do a painting on it, so I'm very excited for that. I do love that visual of a man walking into light and then into dark and then into light and then into dark. It's very fascinating. But he took that insight, saw this man disappear, reappear, and then he realized, wait a second, that's like what an electron does. And then he takes another leap and says, what if the electron actually does disappear? For all intents and purposes, it does not exist. This is what the mathematics is telling us. And that's why we get this field of probabilities, and he eventually developed this matrix, this table of columns and numbers and charts and everything, because the mathematics was saying it's only a probability. We can't ever really know where it is when it's in between those lampposts. Only when an electron makes a quantum leap into the light, into its current orbit, then we have a better idea, but otherwise we don't really know where it's at. We can't really precisely measure this stuff. Pretty crazy idea, and Heisenberg's crazy insights turned out to be pretty true and headed us on the right trajectory. So how about that? Pretty cool.